Welcome to Blueprints for Mindful Mastery. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to bounce back from rejection stronger than before, while others crumble? What's their secret? There's a part of life that we all experience but rarely appreciate. Rejection. It stings, it hurts, and it can feel like a punch in the gut. But what if I told you that this seemingly negative experience could be the catalyst for your greatest success? That's right. Rejection, when approached with the right mindset, can be a stepping stone to achieving your goals. The key is in the philosophy of Stoicism, a school of thought dating back to ancient Greece and Rome. One of the most influential Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This idea, this notion that obstacles can be turned into opportunities, is at the heart of turning rejection into success. Imagine you've been rejected. Maybe it's a job you didn't get, a relationship that didn't work out, or an idea that was turned down. It's easy to feel discouraged, to feel like you've failed. But Stoicism teaches us to see this rejection not as failure, but as feedback. It's a call to reassess, to learn, and to grow. Marcus Aurelius didn't just endure rejection, he embraced it. He saw it as a chance to improve, to strengthen his resolve, and to become better. And this is the mindset we should all strive to adopt. But how do we do this? How do we turn the sting of rejection into the fuel for success? Well, over the next few minutes, we'll delve into strategies inspired by Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic thinkers. We'll explore how to ignore indifference, respond calmly to rejection, detach emotionally, and focus on self-improvement. This isn't just about enduring rejection, but about using it as a tool for growth and transformation. It's about maintaining your self-worth and dignity, and building resilience and inner strength. If you've faced rejection and want to turn it into a stepping stone for success, you're in the right place. So buckle up, open your mind, and get ready to turn rejection into your stepping stone to success. How often do you let other people's indifference affect your actions or self-worth? It's a question worth pondering, isn't it? Stoic wisdom teaches us to ignore such indifference, to hold steadfast in the face of nonchalance or even outright rejection. Let's consider the story of Vincent Van Gogh, one of history's most celebrated artists. In his lifetime, he sold only one painting. He faced constant indifference towards his work, yet he never stopped painting. His passion was not diminished by the lack of recognition. He painted because it was what he loved to do, because he believed in his work. Today, Van Gogh's paintings are worth millions, his talent universally acknowledged. Then there's J.K. Rowling. Before the world knew about the boy wizard with a lightning scar, Rowling faced numerous rejections from publishers. Indifference met her at every turn, yet she persisted. She held on to her belief in her story, ignored the indifference, and kept on trying. Today, her Harry Potter series has touched millions of lives globally. These stories illustrate a fundamental truth. Indifference from others does not define your worth or the value of your goals. It's not about them, but about you. About your passion, your belief in yourself, and your commitment to your goals. Ignoring indifference is not about developing a thick skin, but about understanding that your worth is not determined by others' opinions. It's about maintaining your dignity and self-respect, even when others don't see your value. Remember, indifference from others does not define your worth or the value of your goals. How do you usually react when faced with rejection? Do you lash out, or do you respond calmly? Let's ponder this for a moment. The sting of rejection can be harsh, and it's only human to want to react in kind. But what if I told you that responding calmly to rejection can be your secret weapon to achieving success? It's all about maintaining your composure and dignity, even in the face of adversity. Let's consider the story of a young entrepreneur who, after tirelessly pitching his innovative ideas to a sea of investors, was met with rejection after rejection. Instead of becoming disheartened or lashing out in frustration, he chose to respond calmly. He thanked each investor for their time, politely asked for feedback, and used each rejection as a stepping stone towards refining his pitch. His composed demeanor impressed many of those who had initially rejected him. They saw his resilience, his determination, and ultimately, his potential. Eventually, his calm response to rejection led him to the right investor who believed in his vision, and his startup became a success story. Or consider a well-known author who, after receiving dozens of rejection letters from publishers, chose not to react with anger or despair. Instead, she calmly persisted, refining her manuscript with each rejection until she finally landed a publishing deal. Today, her books are bestsellers worldwide. These stories underscore the power of a calm response to rejection. It's not about ignoring or suppressing your emotions. It's about channeling them constructively. It's about understanding that rejection is not a reflection of your worth, but rather a part of the journey towards success. It's about maintaining your self-worth and dignity, and realizing that every rejection brings you one step closer to your goal. So, the next time you face rejection, remember to take a deep breath, maintain your composure, and respond calmly. Take it as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to refine your approach. Because ultimately, your reaction to rejection can determine the trajectory of your journey. Your reaction to rejection can be a powerful tool in shaping your future success. Do you find yourself emotionally tied to the outcome of your efforts? You see, the Stoic philosophers of ancient Greece and Rome had a principle for this. They called it apatheia, or emotional detachment. It's not about being cold or heartless, but rather about understanding that we cannot control everything that happens to us. What we can control, however, is our response to these events. Think about it for a moment. When a person rejects us, it's easy to feel like the world is ending. But in reality, it's just one person's opinion. They don't hold the keys to our happiness or our success. We do. Let's consider an example. J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, was rejected by 12 publishers before Bloomsbury finally accepted her manuscript. If she had let her emotions get the better of her, we might never have had the chance to explore the magical world of Hogwarts. But she didn't. She detached emotionally, understood that the rejection was not a reflection of her worth, and kept pushing forward. Or take the case of Walt Disney, who was fired from a newspaper for lacking creativity. If he had let that rejection define him, we wouldn't have the worldwide phenomenon that is Disney today. But he didn't. He detached emotionally, channeled his creativity into his own ventures, and the rest is history. These individuals understood that their worth was not defined by the opinions of others, but by their own beliefs and actions. They detached emotionally from the outcome, focusing instead on their passion, their vision, and their resilience. In the face of rejection, we must remember this Stoic principle of emotional detachment. We must understand that rejection is not a reflection of our worth, but merely an opinion. We must detach emotionally from the outcome, and instead focus on our passion, our vision, and our resilience. Remember, it's not about being cold or heartless, but about understanding that we cannot control everything that happens to us. What we can control, however, is our response to these events. Your emotional state should not be dictated by external circumstances, but by your internal resilience. When you face rejection, do you see it as a failure or as an opportunity for self-improvement? In the grand tapestry of life, each rejection is a thread that weaves its own unique pattern. It is not a mark of failure, but a signpost, guiding us towards areas where we can grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. It is a wake-up call that urges us to take a closer look at ourselves, to identify our weaknesses and transform them into strengths. Take, for instance, the story of a budding writer whose manuscript was repeatedly rejected by publishers. Instead of letting the rejections discourage him, he used them as fuel to refine his craft. He pored over his work, honed his storytelling skills, and emerged with a novel that resonated with readers worldwide, ultimately becoming a best-selling author. Or consider the tale of a young entrepreneur whose innovative business idea was initially scoffed at. The rejection did not deter her, but spurred her to refine her business model, to understand the market better, and to build a stronger, more compelling pitch. Her perseverance paid off when she finally won over investors and her startup thrived. Each of these stories underscores the power of transforming rejection into a catalyst for self-improvement. They remind us that we are not defined by the doors that close on us, but by the way we adapt, evolve, and keep moving forward. Rejection is not a dead end, but a detour that leads to a better path. So how will you deal with rejection the next time it knocks on your door? Let's quickly recap what we've learned so far. When faced with rejection, we first ignore indifference. We don't let others' apathy sway us. We respond calmly, preserving our dignity and maintaining our composure. We detach emotionally, realizing that rejection is not a personal attack, but a part of life. Next, we focus on self-improvement. We use rejection as a springboard for growth, allowing it to fuel our drive for betterment. We view it as an opportunity for self-discovery, a chance to understand ourselves better and to evolve. In essence, we transform rejection into a stepping stone towards success, not a stumbling block. We use it as a tool to chisel our character, to build resilience, and to strengthen our inner metal. Remember, the way you handle rejection can be the key to your future success. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it drive you towards your goals. Thank you for joining me on this journey of growth and empowerment. If you are inspired, please like and subscribe. Until next time, embrace the path to your best self with blueprints for mindful mastery.